Back to continuing Assassin's Creed Shadows here on Rauta. Now, my time with Battlefield 6 was short and sweet, meaning I gave the game a few days time, but to be honest, didn't feel like I'm gonna continue it too much. So here we are, back to continuing Assassin's Creed Shadows where I left off. Howdy ho, Dixon. How are you doing, man? I guess I will disappoint some people because I'm back doing this again instead of, you know, uh, Battlefield or whatever. But like I said, I didn't really feel like it was, in the end, that rewarding. Hello, J Killers, and welcome back. And well, glad you think that way as well. For me, this is more enjoyable because this is not as hyperactive than that Battlefield. Well, that's good to hear, Dixon. And also because, you know, to be honest, it was harder for me to comment on the stuff to you, all the questions and stuff, when I was... Okay, this is already like peer combat. Hey, how come I fell? Oh, sorry to hear that, man. Got flu or something else? Yeah, flu is... It's a bitch. This time of the year, to be honest. I mean, it's just everywhere. Oh, damn it, that guy. These enemies are rough when they're shooting at me. Multiple directions. And I'm like, hey, maybe I should... One more nasty motherfucker. No, two of them. But yeah, the Battlefield was fun for a while, but Now I feel more like back to getting what really gives me the kicks. What is the most badass band I know? Slayer. I mean, it's a kind of a weird question because being badass can mean so many different things. Like if you just take it for like what is cool or something like that, well, I would say Slayer. But like I mentioned, I never was that big a fan of Show No Mercy. I actually like some of the later stuff even more. Show No Mercy is a little bit too much kind of a British heavy metal. So I'm not really that much into it. And if I want to hear the same versions, the same songs, I mean, I will just listen to Live Undead rather. So personally, I like some of the later Slayer albums more than, you know.
My top 3 Slayer albums is Raining Blood, Season in the Abyss, and South of the Heavens.
Well, that's pretty much for me as well. Raining Blood is definitely the best, but Season in the Abyss is a very close one. South of Heaven is really good too, but then again, I really love like Christ Illusion and, you know, Hell Awaits. Gets tricky, but probably that would be my top 3 as well. Alright, let's see about the mastery points. Today I have a little less than 1 hour of gaming. I was aiming for 1 hour, but you know, I actually had to update the game, so there was that. I'm pretty sure I had some 7 points upgrade here, but
Season in the Abyss has so good songs like Death Skin Mask.
Yeah, it's near perfect album for me. I can love that album so much.
Slayer and Motorhead got me into metal.
Well, that's a good starting point if Slayer and Motorhead got you into metal. For me, it was a lot, well, not earlier really, but I mean, it was more like those hard rock bands. Shattered Coast. What is Shattered Coast here? Okay, this one, northern tip. Could it be somewhere here? No. Fuck that shit. So maybe I really need to actually conquer some of the places here. But yeah, my way to metal was basically, I mean, I did hear, I think Iron Maiden, there were a lot of those other bands which I heard properly, but mainly, apart from that, it was true.
My new boots arrived in City Market Hyvinka or something like that.
So basically for me it was more like, okay, let's actually head this way since I'm anyway getting in this direction. So anyway, for me it was more like, you know, true hard rock bands or hard rock slash heavy bands, you know, like Twisted Sister, Mötley Crüe, Wasp, obviously. All that stuff was my gateway to real metal music. But Iron Maiden was the first band I ever heard. No idea what the album was, but since this was something around probably 82, so it must have been some very early album, obviously. And yeah, to be honest, I never got too much into Iron Maiden. I mean, I do think they have a lot of good individual songs.
Band of Old Twisted Sister.
Well, Twisted Sister was awesome. They had such, you know, rebellious spirit. They had great music videos, good humor, good songs. Dee Snider had a lot of character and charisma. Smart guy too. Those who know what I mean probably remember the or know about the 1980s things when bands were tried to, you know, kind of a frame for a cause, you know, kids doing stupid stuff. Yeah, the Twisted Sister was a badass band, but so was Mötley Crüe. I mean, they had this kind of a glam heavy metal look.
The videos I seen were funny.
Yeah, they can be funny. I mean, I'm not saying otherwise. They kind of knew how to entertain people while making good music. But back in the 80s, I mean, the music videos were actually good and entertaining too. Of course, lots of good music videos in the 90s too, but you know, in a way, when there were less metal bands and all, in a way, I think that there was more interest per band.
In a TV show called Wife Swap.
Oh, don't remember that one. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of cool stuff happening in the 80s with music videos. And music videos was a great way to learn about these bands, you know, because you would see how they looked, if the music video had some kind of a story, whatever. So it was more than just music, you know. I know some people, I think Trollhorn from Fintroland Moonsor actually mentioned it in an interview, what I read, that, you know, like, that music and aesthetics, like, they were even, you know, supposed to be kind of like um, hand in hand. They are not to be separated. Like, music is more than just the music, if you know what I mean. It's more than the riffs, melodies, the atmosphere, the lyrics. So there's always like also this kind of a visual side of things, aesthetics, the whole package. You could say even, you know, uh, ideology as well. So in a way, I mean, to me it makes totally sense. I know some people are just, oh, music is just music and there is nothing else to it, but I don't really agree. You know, of course music can, you know, be on its own. You don't necessarily have to have more than that. But in my opinion, music, when you combine, say, live elements or cool band photos, things like that, it is indeed much more than just music. No, I haven't seen that Candlemass video. I never got to like Candlemass too much. But then again, I never actually liked doom metal most parts that much in general. But there are exceptions to these, like in every cases.
What about the Immortal music videos?
Well, Immortal's music videos were kind of like hilarious, and partially because they were so low budget. But for example, you know, Battle is the North stuff, it was also kind of like crazy because it was like silly that they would play out there in the mountains. You know, their black metal in the middle of snow and all. You kind of knew it was silly, but it was also kind of like badass because they kind of didn't give a fuck if it was, you know, seemingly ridiculous. So they were always like, always and always, but like, we don't give a fuck if it doesn't look like super serious or if it's goofy. I mean, it was Immortal since day one. You know, with their blaster themes and all. So I think them, you know, not being posers in that sense, you know, really, really kind of help them to be what they are. Like same kind of mentality that they probably had when they were playing, death metal. So more like just do what the hell we want kind of a thing. And I think that's one of the cool things with, with Immortal and also their music videos, that they don't give a shit. They do what they want, and if somebody thinks it's stupid or silly or whatever, like, hey, it is what it is, man. So I, for once, can totally, respect and enjoy Immortal for, what they are. So while I don't exactly like humor bands, I also, don't think that bands should be so overly serious, especially if that's not really their, how to say, agenda. I mean, I take my music seriously.
Possible that Baratrum releases one more album.
I think it's more than likely that Baratrum will release at least one more album. I don't see them, stopping anytime soon. So what I was saying is about being serious and all is that I think it's cool that these fans do what the fuck they want without thinking too much. Oh no, what would other people say about it? Because like, if you really start worrying about, what other people do and how they feel about what you do and all, that's when you're losing the game. It's almost like fans worrying too much how their social media is, or what people say about this or people say about that. Like, in that sense, bands should be more about like, a bit more like Azazel. Like, don't give a shit.
Music video, one cool thing is the fire breath thing.
Yeah, fire breathing is always badass. But yeah, being a joke is one thing, taking oneself too seriously is another, so they are like two different things. And now that since you mentioned Immortal, I've been to the monastery ruins a couple of times. The very same that they were the first Immortal music video was done. Hey, there's a funny kitten, going about in snow. Cannot pet this cat. But yeah, I think, Immortal in general carved their way very nicely. And because the music was good and they were doing their own thing. I mean, there's a reason why Immortal became one of the biggest Norwegian black metal acts of all time. Sometimes I think people don't even realize how big a band Immortal really is. Hey, nice. That was the last viewpoint. So now I get these question marks, these points of interest visible in my map without having to go through the whole map one by one. Hello, Rich Original, how are you doing? I think I will mark these individual places on my map so I can visit them before I am done with the area. Mostly already done with these places, but I could visit these few places anyhow.
Very good. I have played this on yet. The last AC I played was Unity Hub.
All right, Rich. Nice to know. For what it's worth, this is closer to traditional Assassin's Creed than Valhalla. But then again, I really like Valhalla, so I cannot bitch about it. But yeah, Valhalla was my first, which I want actually completed. Then I played Mirage, and now I'm looking forward to
Do you like Stormlight?
Looking forward to play through this one as well. Stormlight, I never listened to it too much. As much as I remember, it is a little bit too much folky for my taste.
The concept of Valhalla, but it didn't look like AC to me. But I understand that.
Yeah, original. I think the Viking thing was very important in Valhalla, meaning a little bit more straightforward and as such, more violent too. I mean, all Assassin's Creed games are violent. Don't get me wrong. What I mean more like it was more barbaric, if that makes sense. But then again, that really fit the Viking theme, whereas obviously Shadows so much more this ninja stuff. Yeah, more brutal and barbaric, but it really, I like the Viking thing. Some might say it didn't feel like Assassin's Creed game because less sneaking around, less stealth. But if you really think about everything else, like fighting the Templars and collecting loot, finding treasure hides. So, for me it was really still Assassin's Creed game, not just so much a stealth game, But Assassin's Creed game is of course much more than just stealth. So in that sense, I can really bitch about it. So for me, Assassin's Creed Valhalla was really, really great. I truly enjoyed it a lot. But for me, it's also because
they could have made a cool separate Viking game with same engine.
True, they could have, but then again, people love when these Assassin's Creed storylines are connected. And besides, we have to understand, there's always franchise thing. It's easier to sell a game to gamers and people investing money when they know, okay, it's Assassin's Creed game. It's gonna sell. It's basically the same as Battlefield or Call of Duty games. You could say, hey, it doesn't feel like Call of Duty when it's not World War II anymore because it's too modern, it's too this and that. So I mean, I get it. It doesn't feel the same, but helps them to build more games, bigger budget, and all that stuff. So in that sense, it really makes sense that they made Valhalla as an Assassin's Creed game. Now wait a second. I was sure I was saw. Oh, it's right there in the cave. So what is this place? Some kind of a treasure hideout. But yeah, I mean, I really like.
Have you watched Fallout TV series? First episode of season 2 comes out tomorrow.
So I really liked, Assassin's Creed a lot. So what it's worth. I'm gonna have to see when I have to go. Okay, I have about 20 minutes time, so I don't know if it makes sense for me to start rating this castle. Maybe I'll just go with these question marks. Now, Fallout series. Yes, I liked the first season. I don't think it was perfect, but I mean, it really had a good overall feeling. It started a little bit too much humor, in my opinion. But then again, obviously, I know that humor is a big part of, the whole Fallout thing. So maybe I shouldn't have been too worried about it. Like the first episode, with the slow motion combat and goofy music on the background. I kind of want violence to be more grim, not lighthearted. Especially it was very brutal in Fallout. But like I said, the season got better over the coming episodes. So in the end, it was one of my favorite shows for that year. Though Shogun was the best show for that year, in my opinion. It was just more epic, dramatic, and better story. But Fallout, yeah, a very good runner-up. So obviously, I'm definitely waiting to see season 2, and I have another reason to go to have Amazon Prime subbed again activated, because I also want to see Generation V's second season. I mean, I love the Boys series, and Gen V was nearly as good as the Boys. But at the moment, I'm watching It Came from the Derry horror show. I try to finish that before starting anything new, and then I also have so many TV series on my watch list. I can't even remember what I was planning to watch after, after the It Came from the Dairy, but there was something on. Oh yeah, a few shows like Slow Horses new season, The Morning Show new season on Apple TV, then some other stuff, and then I have stuff on HBO and stuff on Netflix to go through. So so much stuff to see. But yeah, Fallout is definitely right there, and I think I will watch it when the whole season is getting closer to ending, so I can just watch it quicker than an episode once a month. Also, I want to start Stranger Things last season, probably after It Came from the Dairy is done. But I'm only like 3 episodes in, so have to wait a little bit. About what is my most anticipated band at Steelfest 26, I don't even remember, because I don't remember all the bands which were announced. I'm not too keen to see Revenge. I mean, it's interesting, and I just saw Beherit earlier this year, so that is not also so important for me. obviously I want to see them again. And what else? There was something else I was thinking about. Well, there are lots of bands I want to see, but what is the most anticipated? Sorry, I cannot answer this point. But I will take another look at the Steelfest bands closer to the date. I actually need to start planning some other festivals with my cameraman. We're talking about going through something like that very soon, so we can start, planning flights and stuff like that for the coming summer and all. But before Steelfest, there are like festivals like, Turku Saatanalle and Nordic Metal Cruise even, and then Inferno. So I haven't paid too much attention for.
And I also prefer to binge watch series. I also enjoyed American Primeval series this year too on Netflix.
American Primeval was really good. So I really liked the show. It was very brutal too. Okay, cool. Buddha temple. But I'm not really binge watching, I don't have the time, because when I have more time than, say, 30 minutes, I probably will just end up gaming. And sometimes I even watch TV show episodes like half an hour at a time, because, when I have the free time, I rather, dedicate that time to gaming. Fuck, I gotta be going in about 10 minutes.
Should I go to Oslo or Bergen? I think Bergen and day last at Oslo or something like that.
Well, regulars, if you're just going for the cities, go Bergen. In my opinion, it's the most beautiful Nordic city I've ever been to. So that would be my choice if you're just going for tourism and sightseeing. But obviously, if you go for festivals, then you can just, I don't know, attend the respective festivals like Beyond the Gates and Bergen, or Oslo and Inferno. And of course, you can combine those two, especially if you're going to Bergen. You can also visit Oslo at the same time, like take the train between the cities and all. But if you're just going for tourism, go for Bergen. However, I would strongly recommend going to Beyond the Gates Festival. It's really good. Always good bands, good venues, and you can at the same time visit, the surroundings, like the mountains, maybe some fjords, do hiking. It's easy to combine. That's what I plan to do next time I'll go there as well. Hopefully this year, but not sure. Okay, since I don't have much time, I don't think I'm gonna finish this place today, but I will start clearing it out, going after the daimias and all. These are always so big places, so it will take time.
Come to Finland and hopefully see Azazel live, huh?
Yeah, Rich, definitely. Azazel is a entertaining live band for sure. Where are you located? Where do you live, Ritz, if you don't mind me asking? And if you need tips coming to Finland, coming to Steelfest, let me know. I always try to include information on my festival preview videos. But I mean, of course, people can ask me even more questions about, coming to festivals. UK, okay. So then it's pretty straightforward and easy because, you just fly to Helsinki. And for example, if you come to, say, Steelfest, then it's pretty easy. You just probably want to book a hotel nearby, Hyvinkää or whatever, and getting there, it's easy from, Helsinki area. Because Hyvinkää is only like, what it is, like 30 minutes train ride. So it's very, very easy. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of save game here, because sometimes these things go south that way.
That's good to hear. I didn't know what it would be like from Helsinki to there.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. I mean, very easily, really. Think it like that. Say, if Helsinki would be London, and you would like to visit some surrounding smaller city or suburbs, something like Windsor, you would just take the train ride, and very quickly you would be right there. So once you are in Finland, the rest is just commuting basically. Obviously, depends where you get the hotel, because the hotels at the, around Steelfest, they can be booked so quickly. So sometimes you need a nearby city, not exactly the same city where the festival is, organized. But even that's not really a problem once you know what you're doing. So it's very easy to take care of that once you really just know. And nowadays there are better alternative accommodations for Steelfest than just the main hotels, like use the school accommodation, whatever. So it's easy to just enjoy your time there. Okay. Now they're bringing.
Huh?
To see what my money is like going into next year. There's another black metal festival here in UK, and Winterland are playing Wood.
Do you Rich? Do you mean Fortress Festival by any chance? Because I remember seeing Winterland at some UK festival, and I was thinking, was it Fortress? Or if I'm,
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I was thinking about it because I recently got this email, like the accreditations are now possible for Fortress and all, but it seems quite interesting. But like I said, I really haven't been planning with my cameraman where we want to go next. I mean, we have Inferno and Steelfest taken care of. Steelfest is not a big deal in terms of money, so that's kind of like no-brainer because we don't have to take care of flights.
but again, you'll see because it's a bit of a travel for me too as I'm in Wales.
Oh, cool. Never been to Wales myself. I mean, I've been to Scotland, I've been to Northern Ireland, I've been to England, but of all in United Kingdom, never to Wales. I'm just always amused how weird those Welsh words sound like, because they're just baffling to the rest of us. And of course, over the years, I've encountered things like Welsh ponies, but never that much Welsh people.
Wales is nice, a lot of beautiful places, mountains. In English myself, moved here 6 years ago.
Oh, that sounds nice. Yeah, I can totally understand. And, I wouldn't expect anything less than being a beautiful place, to be honest. Because UK in general seems to be very nice with, green pastures and all those nice places.
Rural areas are great, cities are hit and miss, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, I've liked my trips to UK over the years. All right, fuck, it's 1:45, which means I really have to get into bed. I have, my alarm going off, my wake up call exactly in 8 hours. So thanks for keeping company me with the streams and all. It has been fun, and most likely, if nothing stops me doing that, I will be continuing this game and streaming tomorrow, but probably hitting the gym before that if I just have the time. So, might be catching up later tomorrow or Thursday, whatever. So, catch you later, and let's talk more about metal and gaming and other stuff. So, off you go, people, and good night. And if you have some questions for coming streams, put them on the piece of paper so you know what to ask me when it's time for the next stream. But now off I go, and see you later.